Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. I got a question from Matthew about lagging bench press. Matthew has a pretty strong squat and deadlift, but he wants to know why his bench press is lagging. And I'm going to get into that topic and maybe help some of you guys improve your bench as well. Before I get into this topic, if you have a question, you can check out the link below. Come on over, submit your questions. The best questions I turn into videos just like this. So I'm going to read you what Matthew has to say, and I'm going to help him and maybe you improve your bench. Matthew says, hey, BHUD, that's the big, hairy, ugly dude. My squats are 315 for 5. My deadlifts are in the 400s. My overhead press is 120 by 5, but my bench press is only 155 by 5. I'm about 180 pounds and probably 20% body fat. I've never met anyone with a bench press so disproportionately bad. Any idea why? He says, I built my strength with basic starting strength programming. All right, so I'm going to point this out, and this isn't an attack on basic programs, but it is one of the issues with very basic programs is that a lot of times they don't provide enough volume for your back work, for your chest work, for your triceps, for your arm strength. They're very basic, and even though they will help you build strength, in my opinion, they are not necessarily the best vehicles for most of us to build strength. They're a good program for beginners to just rock it up and focus on the big major lifts and improve their strength for sports, yes. But in my opinion, for a more well-rounded guy who is after as much muscle and strength as possible, I simply don't believe they're the best type of programs. That doesn't mean they're not effective, but I do not believe they're the best type of programs. My philosophy is that you should focus on building as much strength and as much muscle from head to toe as possible. That extra muscle will help with strength, and when you focus on a well-rounded strength, it'll help the major lifts more. If you focus on as much bicep strength, tricep strength, shoulder strength, back strength, everything. So this involves doing a few more exercises than the basic programs have. So I don't know, that's a starting point. I want you to get on a more well-rounded program. Check out the program I talked about yesterday, Big, Bold, and Brutal at Tiger Fitness. That is a great program that you want to check out. In fact, I will link that below as well today, so you don't have to go back and check that video. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to get on a more well-rounded program that does the big compound movements, but it incorporates more lifts for each muscle group. I want to see you get your shoulders as strong as humanly possible and do more volume. I want to see your triceps get as strong and big as humanly possible and do more volume. The triceps can take a big beating, and they can do a lot more work than most people work them with. The shoulders, most people, while they do overhead presses, they don't do enough quality volume. They do more low rep sets, and I like to see more 8 to 10 to 12 reps on shoulders. I think that's a better way to build shoulder strength in the long run. Also, I think you need more chest work. So if you really concentrate on building up chest strength with more chest volume and maybe a few more different types of chest exercises, tricep strength with more tricep volume and several more tricep exercises, and maybe you might need a little bit more bench press volume, so you might need to go to bench press twice a week. I would do that for starters, and again, check out the program Big, Brutal, and Bold below as one example. I have many other ones at tigerfitness.com, but I would start by focusing on using a more well-rounded program with more exercises, trying to get your triceps, chest, shoulders, and everything in your upper body as strong as humanly possible. Get beyond one of the more basic programs. You'll also need to maybe increase your calories above maintenance a little bit. The bench press, more than any other movement, I have found, and this is a generalization, but the bench press, more than any other movement, responds to a proper diet. So I do not know what your diet is, but I do know that you really need to focus on being at least maintenance, and you need to focus on getting your calories in each day. If you're guessing at your calorie intake, it could be a little low one day, a little high one day. This will impact your bench strength a little bit. Bench, for me, is all about calorie intake and really hammering your upper body strength, especially those triceps and shoulders and chest. So I would recommend at least 300 calories above maintenance, 180 to 200 grams of protein, 180 to 220 grams of protein a day. And guys will say, well, you only need 150, 160 minimal to build muscle. Yeah. But, if you're eating a lot of calories, it's not just about minimums. It's also about balance. So if I'm eating 3,500 calories a day, I don't want to just eat the minimum 150 grams of protein. That's not very balanced. That's only 600 calories from protein, and that sucks. And meat tastes better than stinking macaroni and cheese and quinoa and rice anyway. So eat more meat. It's anabolic. That's just bro science. So that's where I would start, with those two pillars. Make sure your calories are in place. Make sure you're trying to work a more well-rounded program with a few more exercises in there, and you're really trying to get everything, your chest, your triceps, your shoulder, as strong as humanly possible with a little bit more volume. With those two things in place, I'd also make sure you're benching twice a week, not necessarily doing the same thing. You could maybe have a heavier day and a little bit more volume day or whatever. That might help as well. So beyond that, I would have to know more specifics about your training, but this general advice is going to help a lot of you gain bench press strength. I would also say that don't panic if your bench is lagging. Focus more on what progression am I making? What progression am I making over the last 2 to 3 months? Maybe you added 20 pounds to your bench over the last 3 months, and that seems slow, or maybe you only added 10 to 15 pounds to your bench over the last 3 months. That seems slow, and maybe you have a weak bench right now, but as long as you're making progress, know that you're doing something right and your bench press will catch up. Even if you are only adding 10 pounds to your bench every 3 months, you're going to add 40 pounds a year, and after 3 years, you're going to have a big bench. So a lot of this is going to come down to patience. So monitor your progress as well. If you're making good progress, don't panic. It's a long game, and sometimes your bench will catch up. When I started, my bench was only 95 by 3 pounds, and this past week I did 375 by 4, almost at the age of 50. So patience if you are already making progression. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, check out the link below. If you've made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.